guys. There is a sleep in the stroller and it's raining outside. The weather is beautiful, but it's a little bit hot today. Hopefully that's not sand in the air. Hopefully it's just clouds, but you never know. Well, sometimes you do when you feel the sand on your lips and on your phone and everywhere. So about tongue twisting. You guys said that this one was, the previous one was easy for you, which is great, but just on this example, sorry, fixing my hair. On the example of this tongue twister, what I do when I practice is first I repeat it slowly, and I try to keep the tension in my lips and in my cheeks. Just keep your muscles tense and say the twister slowly. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping and amicably welcoming him home. So yeah, it's not like I do remember it by heart, but it doesn't come like that. It's still a new one for me too. So, and then you say the hard words, inexplicably mimicking hiccuping, him hiccuping. So basically you divide it into words and phrases, and you practice them with tension, of course. And when you feel that your mouth is ready and your cheeks are ready, that you got used to the words and you can say them well enough, you start with the end of the tongue twister. You start with the end of it. So welcoming him home is pretty easy to say. So try and say it quickly. Welcoming him home, welcoming him home, welcoming him home, welcoming him home. So she was amicably welcoming him home. So amicably welcoming, amicably welcoming, amicably welcoming. So when you are used to that, you fix up the whole phrase. Amicably welcoming him home, amicably welcoming him home, amicably welcoming him home. Then you work with the first phrase. She stood on the balcony. She stood on the balcony. She stood on the balcony. Inexplicably mimicking. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking. And then he was hiccuping, right? Him hiccuping. Mimicking him hiccuping. Mimicking him hiccuping. Mimicking him hiccuping. Inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him home. So basically you add one phrase at a time, one word at a time, and you work with it when it's divided and added into and made into longer phrases bit by bit. And when your mouth and your cheeks, because there's tension in your cheeks as well, when you are ready for it, you go for the whole thing. Sorry, I'm walking, so it might not be perfect. I'm walking and I'm heavy lifting. My stroller is very heavy. I was saying, she stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping and amicably welcoming him home. And you keep repeating it. And if you make a mistake, you have to start again with shorter phrases. If there's a particular phrase that you stumble upon, you just repeat the phrase again by itself. For example, inexplicably mimicking. inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and then you practice the whole thing again. So when you divide it like that, it becomes a smaller twisters, and well, it's easier to say the big one. Hope that helps. So it works with any tongue twister, with any text. So you have to get used to something, and then you have to get used to a small something, and then you make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and you become stronger. And the important thing is to own it, and to own it, your muscles have to be used to it. Any text, even in Russian. I can do Russian ones for you as well, like "Ехал грека через реку" or something. Yeah. So practice that, and why don't you practice the new one? And I'll see you soon. Kisses. Bye.